Hello everyone! Welcome to a new Stellaris series with the release of the 2.0 update, which has changed a lot of stuff in the game. It's not exactly a whole new game, but kind of on its way to being there with some of the gameplay mechanics. And also the introduction of the Apocalypse DLC, which is going to introduce planet busters, ships that can destroy planets, or there are a couple other things they can do to planets as well. But that's also, it sounds pretty cool. I haven't seen one yet, but hopefully in this series we will. So we're going to be diving into a new game, and we're going to be playing as the Orcs. Now, I did spend a few minutes trying to think of some fake space name. They're basically going to be Orcs anyway, just not named Orcs, and so I was like, you know what, this is silly. We're just going to call them Orcs. They're Orcs, that's what they are. And as I was building the Orcs, I didn't want them to be super cliche, but still retain some of like what would you think of an orc, which is going to be a warlike kind of feeling. But when I saw this post-apocalyptic trait, I was like, oh, and it kind of popped in on what I wanted these orcs to be. So post-apocalyptic trait, what happened to this race is that baptized by nuclear fire, this society has faced total annihilation and survived. Devastated yet unbroken, they have rebuilt civilization from the ashes of the old world, and you actually start on a tomb world and grant 70% tomb world habitability. So your capital is going to be a tomb world. Now that doesn't mean they want tomb worlds. When you pick tomb world as a trait, you still can actually choose a home world type, and that's going to be tropical for these orcs that I've chosen here. And because of their post-apocalyptic trait, I decided to give them environmentalists, because now they miss what their homeworld used to be. They have heard the tales, in the far past of their society of the luscious jungles that used to inhabit their world before their own ancestors destroyed it, because of course they're orcs, so they most likely destroyed their own world through war and terrible deeds that they did to each other. So now they are environmentalists, because they will try and seek to find new tropical worlds out there and protect the environment, try and maintain its luscious jungles or whatever terrain that they find out there in the vast cosmos. Also, now they are going to be xenophiles, because in my own little headcanon of this specific orc race, after the post-apocalyptic event happened, various small traders, not necessarily like giant empires came in to help, but just other alien species over time would come down, would try to do what they could for this civilization that was just trying to do what it could to survive. And through many years of them establishing trade partners and just getting help from other races, they eventually adopted this kind of xenophile outlook on life. Whereas before the post-apocalyptic world, they were going to be the opposite. They would think the orcs are the toughest, strongest. They're the only ones who deserve to survive. But through the kindness of others, and because of them, they are now going to be xenophiles. They are still militarists, because these are orcs we're talking about. They still do know how to throw a punch or two. And also, after the post-apocalyptic event, they have now turned a little bit to spiritualism. They now kind of actually value life more than they used to. Basically, the post-apocalyptic kind of just changed a lot of their society. So they're going to be spiritualists, they're still militarists, and they're now also going to be xenophiles. And that's like the little headcanon lore of why they are that way. And now they are also a theocratic oligarchy instead of what they would have been before, which would have probably been like a warlord, like an emperor or something like that. They now kind of pool the best leaders from their own society to represent the tribes, because there are still various tribes living on Broken Rock, which is our homeworld. But their united name, even though they do have multiple tribes living on Broken Rock, the united name for this game is going to be the Revenite tribes. That is our empire's name. Now, as for the orc species, they are a survivor because they have the post-apocalyptic trait here as a species, so they get this automatically. So now all orcs can inhabit tomb worlds, and their leader lifespan is plus 10 years. They are rapid breeders because, orcs are just, they breed like rabbits, and I gave them resilience, which is going to be defensive army damage plus 50%. I wouldn't say this is the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Optimized build of what you could do. Who cares about resilience at all? But I thought it made sense, especially since they survived in an apocalyptic setting. They are now living on a tomb world. These orcs had to become resilient if they weren't already. Now, I could have done something that's more game effective, I guess. But I'm like, this kind of fits what I built for the orcs of the Revenite tribes here. And we have humanoid ships. That was a long introduction, I know, but I'm really into the lore of video games in general, and just, you know, I'm a big RP nerd and all that stuff. So that's the lore of the orcs. So let's pick them. I'm sorry, the Revenite tribes. Let's pick them. We're going to do, let's say medium. How many does it represent on medium? Let's see, 9 AI empires. What about large? 12? I like 12 more. Advanced AI starts. I usually kind of leave all this stuff as it is. So I think that's what we are going to be doing. This is going to be my first time playing with the Leviathan story pack. So this is going to be my first time actually dealing with Leviathan-sized creatures. And obviously my first time playing with the 2.0 patch, which has changed a lot of stuff. Speaking there's only going to be hyperlanes now. So in the previous edition, one of the biggest changes, we'll hit play here, is that there were 3 different ways to travel through space. Well, now there's only one, and that's through hyperlanes, which kind of makes it a more, potentially, well, it's fine. I think I like it. I think we'll play a game here and see if I actually do enjoy it. I liked the freedom of choosing 3 different ways of traveling, but now everybody is restricted to this hyperlane travel, so you can only go from planet to planet to planet to planet. You can build certain upgrades that will make it so that enemies trying to come into your territory will not be able to just kind of skip your system. They're called, I think, FTL inhibitors. So it really creates these kind of choke point systems, and which I kind of like, because I didn't really like star bases and defensive platforms in the previous version, because a lot of races could just bypass those. They didn't need to fight them. But now in this new update, they do, and they probably will. All right, so here is our universe. Oh my goodness. And what we're gonna look for here, there's a lot of things changed. And honestly, I don't know all the changes by heart, so I can't say them. But a big change here is starbase capacity. So the general flow of the game is to send any ship into a system, you would have to survey it first. So if I pick up this constructor, I can't send them into unknown space. I have to have a science ship actually explore the system first, and then I can send other ships that way. Also, you have to claim a system by building an outpost at the star of the system. Now, in your home system, you have an automatic star base, which is why we have starbase capacity 1 of 3. Star base is an upgraded outpost. Outposts cost minerals and influence points, but they have no upkeep, and they do not count towards your starbase capacity. If you upgrade an outpost to a starbase, well then obviously they will now count as a starbase capacity. And the reason why you would want to do that is because an outpost does not have any modules or anything like this. I don't believe they can build anything, whereas a starbase, if you put a shipyard on it, it could then, build your military ships. So, you're gonna have to kind of pick and choose where you want your star bases to be. And for me, I'm probably gonna put them in choke points. This system right here is an access point to, all of this space over here. So I probably want to build a star base there and make sure this is well defended so people in the future couldn't get through it, There are going to be techs and things later on that will allow us to increase our star base capacity. And we'll get to that soon. What else do you want to say? So yeah, so first you have to actually claim the outposts, or claim the system with an outpost, then you can build improvements on it, or you can colonize at that point as well. So that's going to be a big part of the game, is spreading out and taking territory with outposts. Let's go over our leader, Grand Speaker Yelena Petrenkov. Energy credits plus 10%, that's cool. Starbase module build cost is cheaper, and upgrade cost is cheaper. Probably not going to be a big deal for us in the early game, but that is going to be okay. And claim influence cost. Oh yeah, so claims are in this game. We'll get to that later. I haven't done it yet in my little test game that I ran just to make sure this game works. But apparently you can claim systems that other empires own, and then I think make war off of it. I'm not entirely sure. We'll get to that soon. Let's go into the research here. We have energy grid, physics lab, fusion reactor. Fusion reactor is going to be what we need to power all the systems on our ships, our space ships. This will grant us more energy and also an edict. So Empire energy generation plus 20%. That's really tempting. The way that our people are built here, I didn't actually really go over these, what they do. So the Xenophile gives us border friction and diplomatic influence cost minus 25%. Militarist, army damage and fire rate plus 10%. And then Spiritualist is going to increase our monthly unity by 10% and make our edicts cost 5% cheaper. So in theory, we can really build this race out to produce a lot of unity, and unity goes into our traditions. These are going to be massive upgrades to our society that we're going to choose, and they are spent by using unity points. And because we're spiritualists, we actually unlock, it's pretty cool. I've never played with spiritualists before, at least I don't remember playing with them. We can now build a temple because we're spiritualists, and temples produce 3 unity. And at the start of the game, that's actually pretty cool. And then if we add that up with some of our edicts, because we are spiritualists, we can declare saints. So we can spend 190 of our influence points to get a 11-year? Yeah, an 11-year buff of monthly unity. And we can also start this, so we can do the Hollow Planet, which we will now search our domain for an uncolonized Gaia world to designate it as a holy world. As long as it remains unspoiled by mortals and within our borders, this sacrosanct planet will give us monthly unity plus 10%. I haven't done this before, so I don't know exactly how this is going to work. But I'm curious to try that out. So we can get a lot of unity and hopefully a lot of traditions. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, a lot of traditions. And then when you unlock all of the traditions in one of these trees, you then get an ascension perk, which is going to give you a really good buff to your empire too. Okay, anyway, back to this. So let's do capacity overload. It's going to unlock another one of the edicts that we could do to give us more energy. A hollow temple. Whoa, okay. A planet unique, so we can build 1 per planet. Produces 6 unity. Spiritualist ethics attraction. Oh man. Does cost 2 energy upkeep, but still that's plus 6. Oh, and then we also get a plus 2 unity just bonus. And then more edicts with this one. Oh man, I think I'm gonna do the Hollow Temple though. Do I? Or do we just get a base 2 for free? And then also other edicts that we can do. We'll do the planetary unification. Alright, so afterburners, we go faster. Coil gun is just, you know, guns and engineering facility. Let's go faster. I don't know what it is, but orcs love to go faster, so we're going to get the faster tech. So there goes our technology. We now need to send our science ship out in the world to survey and start exploring the stars. Also, our home system is called Gork, for no reason. So let's survey that, survey this, and then come back and start surveying these. And pretty early on, let's unpause it at this point. I'm going to go up to... Oh, that's the music track, my bad. I'm going to go up to fastest here. And at some point, I also need to build improvements in our system. So we'll take our construction ship, and let's go build mining stations. Now, in case you don't know, mining stations, each one will take 1 energy credit upkeep and also cost us 90 minerals unless there is some kind of modification we have through an edict or through like a leader trait or something like that. So I'm going to have to kind of keep, especially in the early game, keep look at our energy credits coming in and make sure I don't kind of screw ourselves over. Right now, our food is at a +0, which is not great or terrible, I guess. There we go. So we're going to be building that. And you know what, why not? We'll improve this too. Or sorry, build that too. There we go. So those are queued up. Our fleet is only 3 corvettes strong. Oh, that's another big thing. They now have a fleet manager, which is really cool. So now we don't have to actually go into the shipyards. Also, another thing that's changed is that your civilian ships are built at your worlds. Your world spaceport builds the civilian ships, and your military space stations that have shipyard modules built in them will build our military ships. There are no more like Corvette shipyards, destroyer shipyards. Those modules are no longer in the game from what I understand. There are upgrades now for research that can kind of do the same things, but they're no longer going to be modules that you have to build. So that's another big change. Only your star bases can build military. Your planets build civilian ships. Also, this is really handy too. This tells you that the Gork station has a module that we can build, and that's true. We have a module right here. So we can build another shipyard, so this thing can actually build 2 ships at a time if you want to. Increase our naval capacity, which is up there. We have 3 out of 20. Can't get the gun battery or the missile battery, or a trading hub, which will give us 4 credits per month. Well, you know, we'll start early and we'll get a trading hub. Another thing that changed, each fleet is now restricted to how many ships it can have. So this one currently can only have up to 20 naval capacity. There are going to be techs later on that increase that, but for right now we can only have 1 fleet of 20. That's a bad system. Only 3 energy credits. That's not great. Not great at all. You know, I kind of want to build a temple early on to try and start getting a lot more unity. Because we can get credits out in space. I think I'm going to do that. I think we're going to actually build... Oh, I can't afford one yet. It's 100 minerals. Okay, I can't afford one yet. But I think I want to build a temple, and then I think I may also want to build a farm, though we don't have any tiles that give us farms here. Or food, I should say.
Construction complete.
Complete. There we go. So those mining stations are online. Our construction ship has nothing else to do. Before we can build upgrades here on this system of 3 energy, what we would have to do now is with our construction ship, you have to claim the system. So here we go. You can build an outpost for 100 minerals and 75 influence. And I'm going to do that. Now, you can skip systems. I don't have to go in sequential order, like outpost, outpost, outpost. If I wanted to go here first, we could build an outpost there and skip this entirely. But it does increase the cost of, I believe, both influence and mineral cost, depending on your closest outpost or starbase. So keep that in mind, too. There's so much talking to do in Stellaris, I always have to drink a lot of water.
Initiating tactical retreat.
What? Hold on. Our Valiant Space Forces have skillfully disabled a ship in the Cultist Armada. What? It is mostly intact and we are picking up faint life signs from inside its hull. Once we have eliminated all threats in the immediate vicinity, we should conduct a boarding operation and secure any survivors. They may be able to tell us more about the ultimate motives of the Throne of God. Okay, so this is a proc off of this. Okay, a group of radical priests and their devoted followers on Broken Rock broke away from the established religions to form their own church. They call themselves the Throne of God and have been responsible for many atrocities and acts of terror over the years. Alright, so they infiltrated our military. These renegades have secretly been diverting resources to the construction of a small fleet of starships at a hidden facility at Broken Rock. When their treachery was revealed, the cultists blasted into orbit on their ships and fled to Leffingwell.
Situation log.
And then this is the first event that procs off of that event. So, Divine Fury issues special project board cultist ship.
Situation log updated.
So in the situation log, board cultist ship. Have one military ship in orbit. Okay, yeah. Research. Okay. I've never seen this event before. But we do have a hijacked fleet here, which we are currently fighting. And we won. That was very quick, because they were a small fleet. That was weird. Okay. Alright, so science ship is still surveying. Construction ship should still be heading out to
Special
there.
Project complete.
Alright, so with the boarding action, though the survivors offered stiff resistance, our boarding party was able to secure several prisoners from the disabled cultist starship. From them, we have learned that this conspiracy goes far deeper than we initially suspected. The agents of the Throne of God include several flag officers and high-ranking officials within our government. Mass arrests are being made on Broken Rock, and all assets belonging to this cult have been seized. However, several of the starships they built in secret remain unaccounted for, and the upper echelons of the cult's leadership have vanished. We must pursue these terrorists. So that's gonna, I guess, come back later. Weird. Okay. Dissension among the ranks.
System
My God.
survey complete.
Complete. And there they go, off to survey others. That one's going to build the outpost in that system. Man, that was some excitement early on. Cultist group breaking apart from the Empire. Oh, there we go. We've unlocked our first tradition. Okay, so typically, what I've been told from, the good players is you either want to go to expansion or discovery. I think I'm going to do discovery. Just by adopting this, we're going to get an anomaly fail risk reduced by 10% and discovery chance increased by 15%. So as our surveying ships are out there surveying the worlds, they may come across these events that they can research, and that usually generates positive effects for the Empire. It may add resources to that system for us to take or something else. Usually positive. Usually. So this is going to give us more of those and reduce the fail risk of them. So it's pretty good. Also in here, we can then do the boldly go, so our surveying speed is going to be increased, and then after that, for each system we survey, each planet that we survey, that's going to give us a boost to research across the board. So grabbing discovery early on is going to kind of increase your research and other things as we, go on. So we're going to hit this. We're going to adopt the discovery tradition. Also, when you get all of these, you get a research speed of plus 10% when we unlock all of these. So that's also pretty cool. Okay, so the strike force needs to be repaired because they had a little skirmish, so we will repair the fleet. And let's go back to that fleet manager. So from here, we are going to... Can we rename strike force infield from here? We can also assign the leader. We can! Oh my god, this is so good. So because of this new fleet manager, we're probably never going to have to actually go into individual shipyards and ever make ships again. Military ships at the very least. Because we just queue them up from right here on the screen. It's so amazing. So this strike force infield, we shall name this the Gitsnik fleet. I'm making references to Warhammer things. Don't worry if you don't get it. Gitsnik fleet. Repair. And let's add, let's say 6. So you want this fleet to always maintain 6 corvettes. How much would that take to do it? 145. We're not going to reinforce it right now. We're just setting this template up for right now. Now they are repairing. Whoa. We have a tropical world here. So tropical world is the worlds that we can colonize. A 21 pop world. Not surveyed yet, but oh my god, are we going there? Okay, so it's a good thing that we're building an outpost here, because then we're going to immediately build an outpost here, and we're going to need to get a colony ship going. But a colony ship, I think, is 250
Construction
minerals.
complete.
And there we go. The outpost is up. So now we're going to move here. We can't build the outpost yet because the system is not fully surveyed, but we can move our construction ship in there to get ready. Discovery of alien life. We made a find on Minkar 3. The planet is teeming with alien life. For the first time in history, we have encountered life forms that did not originate on Broken Rock. That is a lie. That is a falsehood. Because in our lore, we had people come down and help us. You lied to me, video game. No, I'm just kidding. So this is going to give us some more research to society, which is neat. Planetary Anomalia. The priesthoods of Broken Rock had a generally favorable reaction to the reports of a complex yet dumb organism. Interesting. So the people of Broken Rock are now finding that, the news of alien life out there somewhere. And they're like, oh, weird. Let's see what we got here. So we have 100 influence. We're going to need 75 to build an outpost in the Minkar system. So I can't really do any edicts that revolve around that. We do kind of have a lot of money. Do we have any edicts that... Oops, that's our wrong screen. Any edicts that... Nope. None of our edicts use money currently, but there will be later on. Right now, all we have are these 3. Now, Map the Stars is interesting because it increases our survey speed and anomaly discovery chance by even more for 11 years. But the thing is, I can't do it yet because we really need to try and get this world. That's a really good world. 21 pop is really good. It's really, really good. It's better than our home world of Gork Prime. I'm sorry, Broken Rock. My bad.
System survey complete.
That is what we were waiting for. So our construction ship can now build the starbase here. And I think what we're going to use our influence next is going to be the Map the Stars. And for our science ship, it's going to go off and keep sciencing. Now, if we really wanted to, we can also colonize the continental world. But you can see we only have 65% habitability, which I believe lowers happiness of your populations living there. The lower the habitability, the lower your happiness is going to be. I think is what it is. It's been a little while since I played Stellaris. But I think that's what that's tied into. And also, I think we may want to grab a second starbase, or science ship. Science ship, that's what I'm thinking of. I think we're going to do that, because with another science ship, we can start scouting out here, and I think that's going to be good. So let's go to the Broken Rock spaceport, queue up a science ship. We are going to need a science leader, so let's go to our leader screen, and we are going to recruit a scientist, because scientists are what lead the science ships. Look for these traits. So this is going to cost cheaper with its trait. Anomaly research speed and anomaly fail risk minus 25%. This is really good for a surveyor, but they're already 51 years old. Now the good thing is we have 10 additional years of life because of our trait of living in a tomb world. I'm going to grab it anyway. I hate that they're so old already, but that's really good for a surveying ship. Alright, so now we have a scientist ready for when our science ship is done, which should be pretty soon.
Construction complete.
Outpost is done. Now we just need to save enough minerals to build a colony ship. Oh, you know what? I probably should have done that first. Whoops. Also, there are a ton of minerals here. Now, we're not going to want to build any mineral or mining stations above Minkar because we're colonizing that. In fact, I may not want to build anything at all. Because you want to save up for the...
found.
Woo! 30% fail risk is too high. Leave B for now, please.
Construction complete.
There we go. Science ship is done. Now we assign the leader. And we're going to have you going out to this way. We'll do those 4 first. And let me check the broken rock. 300. So we need 300 minerals. Start up the colony ship. I really probably should have done that first before the science ship. I wasn't thinking. I just got so excited at the thought of getting a second science ship to start scouting out this part that... Yeah, I kind of messed up a little bit. So that's going to be delayed. We still do have a lot of money. The thing is, I don't know what we can do with that right now. Like, we can hire more leaders, but we don't need them. So... And building any stations require minerals, and don't want to use them quite yet. So I think we just wait. Also, we are low on food. That is a problem. That is a big old problem. We don't want that happening for too long. But we should be okay for right now. So what we're going to do is build the colony ship, and then we're going to build another farm on Broken Rock. And also another tropical world, but only 13. So this one is still preferable because there's 21 slots instead of the 13. All right, let's have you continue surveying. Let's go down there. We should be okay with food. We should be. The problem is that if we're not having a surplus, then we don't have a bonus to growth, which is kind of bad. But I think we'll be fine. Okay, so now we can have a colony ship be built. So we're going to click on this planet, planet summary, and then hit colonize. We're going to colonize from Broken Rock, where our people are. And then we're going to plop this down. I guess right here. Ooh, this even has Betharium. So Betharium goes into a building that we'll have to research that provides us a lot of energy. So it's really good. I think we'll put this right here. I kind of want to put it next to this. We'll put it right there. Minkar Prime. That's fine. We'll change the name later. Alright. So now Broken Rock's going to be building a colony ship right there. Also, we have pops that lack buildings to work in. So we have somebody out there, like right here. They don't have a building to work in. So what we're going to need to do... The Irasian Concordant. We've recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Hixam 5. Okay, I think this starts another quest chain. Yeah, so we're going to have to find artifacts around the universe to finish this event.
Situation
what that one is.
Updated.
But what we need to do is build a farm. Even though we don't have any tiles that give us food, we still need to build a farm because I do not want to be in the negatives for too long. So we're going to need 60 minerals. So that's actually going to be not that bad. Intelligent life taunts with pointed absence. Reads a popular news net post on Broken Rock. Remarkable. We're just waiting for this to pop. I need this. There we go. Build that. And when that's done, we're going to move this pop down there.
Found.
Yeah. Sure. Research that anomaly. In the mitten system, so up there, okay. Construction ship can now go around and continue to build some stuff. Like, we're going to want to build... Let's move over here. We're going to want to build an outpost here because we have another colonizable planet. And again, we need to build the outpost first before we can colonize. So we'll move them over there, and then we'll build an outpost later when we have the minerals for it. That's already almost done, so we're just going to shift that pop down there to get ready. I may build another farm.
Anomaly found.
Wow, another one. Research. So those are all of our researchers. They just leveled up.
Construction complete.
Now we're going to have to get more food here because we're only at +1 and we're going to be growing another colony over here in Minkar. So we basically need a population for every single population we need 1 food for every population we have. So we're going to need more. An abandoned cargo pod. Discarded cargo pod was left by someone in the upper atmosphere of Mitten 4 long ago. It has somehow escaped the notice of our spacefarers, and its decaying orbit means it would have been lost in the gas giant. But we got it. Alright, so we got 188 free credits. I don't really need credits right now. Again, there's not much that we can really use credits for. There will be eventually.
Construction complete.
And actually, I think what I'm going to do... Well, we need to queue up that outpost. So, let's see. Construction ship. We have enough minerals, so let's build a starbase outpost. Colony ship is now on the way to the Minkar system. And we've unlocked another tradition. So we're going to go to Boldly Go, increasing our survey speed, and will grant us our science ship's combat evasion, so they're harder to hit. And then when we get this, remember every single planet we survey, we're going to get a bit of research, which is pretty cool. And it's going to get better the more base research we get, because that bonus is based off of the research you have, which right now is really small.
Survey complete.
But eventually it'll be really big. We have encountered some alien vessels. And now we've told all of our people about it. So we can research those vessels. And our reward is going to be influence or special project. It will take a year to do it. I would like the influence. This would delay our society research by 12 months. I do want that. But this is fine. We'll research it anyway. Alpine World, we cannot colonize that one. At all. Scientists leveled up. Construction ship is building the outpost. Very good.
Anomaly found.
10% risk is not the worst. We can give it a shot.
System survey complete.
Ooh. Oh, that's where those aliens are. Gamma aliens. Okay.
The conquest of a new world has begun.
The first orc colony. So our colony ship has reached Minkar Prime. Ooh, we get some free research for it. So now the colony is going to be built. It's going to take some time. And while it is being colonized, we are going to have a -8 to our energy credits. That is the colonization cost. Alright, starbase is done. Immense ragged plains of shadow drift across Holdabana something's face. They are cast not by clouds but by sheets of organic material drifting through the upper layers of atmosphere, hinged or rather jointed to allow for a small degree of articulation. Science Officer Kalia is as yet unwilling to say whether these things are flora or fauna. This adds a +6 society research modifier over here. So we have one planet that can give us 6 society research. That is a lot for one planet. I want to get that. That's really good. That's really... I mean, look at our research right now. It's 5. So this one planet will more than double the current research we have. Like, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. It will cost us, I believe, 1 energy credit. And we also need to build an outpost over there.
Anomaly found.
But I also want to grab up these minerals and energy credits. More importantly, I really want to grab up the energy credit, or the minerals. So let's go into this system, and we want to... Oh, this is all split up into 2s. Ideally, we get a... Like, on these. So these give us 3 each. So remember, it takes 1 energy credit per station, whereas these would give us 3 for 1 energy. The other system has 2s for 1 energy. I mean, eventually we're going to get them all, but right now I really need to think about minimizing and maximizing our gains. So we're going to build on these 2, which will drain us 2 energy credits. which is fine. We're going to want to get that colony ship up at some point, too, to colonize the Hixum system.
An alien empire wishes to communicate.
Oh, you found somebody. Hello? These are fanatic authoritarians. And they're also militarists, like us. Our sacred arms shall not waver. As fellow star explorers, we salute you. Love is friendship, set music. No. We're going to go with, our main thing is going to be spiritualist militarists, I think. So we're going to say our sacred arms shall not waver. This is a momentous occasion, finding actual other life. So since they are right here, what I want to do is cut them off from getting to us. So that means we're going to have to try and claim these systems with outposts. Is it important enough to claim both of these? That's a lot of energy. I wouldn't like that system. But right now, as it stands, we have the Hixum system, which would be a choke point from them. Because they'd have to funnel through the Hixum to get to our home system.
System survey complete.
I'm torn as to what I want to do. I really am.
System survey complete.
So this will start the Habitable Worlds Survey event chain, which means we just need to find, I think, 8 colonizable planets. And then we'll get science rewards. So I think that's definitely worth it.
Situation log updated.
What to do? What to do? Well, you need to survey some more. Let's send you up here. Let's see if there's any systems that we really want up there. Because if there are, we need to build outposts before they do.
Initiating tactical retreat.
We have found alien vessels that are aggressive. So a science ship's going to get out of there, which means we're going to just give you missions to survey up here instead.
Initiating tactical retreat.
Yeah, get out of there, buddy. Get out of there. Also, I want to build a temple. It's kind of expensive, but I do want that early unity. But also outposts. Alpine world. What is their world? It's an alpine world. Okay, so that just made my choice for me. So what we're going to do... Our construction ship is going to turn around and build a starbase here. So this is a 23 pop alpine world. Their home world, the ones that they prefer, are alpine. So by building an outpost here, we deny them a really good planet. So we really want to do that. Like, that itself is good enough. That's good enough for me to build an outpost there and not let them have it. I'm cool. I'm good with that. I just hope we get there in time now. That's going to be really good. Alright, so that's going to use up most of our influence. We do have a lot of minerals. We got a lot of money. We're going to need that other colony ship. Also, we still want to build more farms. But on Minkar Prime, we can definitely get some farms going. Like at least a couple. But I really would like a surplus in food right now. And I guess that's the penalty of starting on a tomb world. The tomb worlds don't grant you much food at all. So what I'm going to do is we're going to queue up... Well, we need to wait for the construction ship to start its thing. Because it's going to take away... Actually, I think the minerals may have already been taken away. As soon as we queue the...
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Hey, we got our first science thing. Okay. Wow. So we can go straight up to the next level. Power Plant 2. Survey speed plus 25% and automatic exploration. So that means we can just click a button and our science ships just go out and find stuff. And then also blue laser. I like this, but I want to unlock some kind of military tech. So we're going to go with the blue lasers. So that's going to be good. Yeah, okay, so we have enough minerals. So what we're going to do now is colonize this world. These planetary buildings give us energy. I'm going to put it here, which is going to suppress the physics research there. But I think I'm okay with that because the these buildings also give bonuses to minerals, energy, and food to tiles surrounding it. So I'm going to build it right there, and I think that should be okay. I can afford to get rid of one of our physics research.
System survey complete.
So we're going to be cutting them off there, which is really great. Make sure we survey this system first. Try and wall them in here. Now that that's what we're kind of doing.
Construction complete.
And there we go. They can no longer get this world, which is beautiful for us. Beautiful for us. And since we're already trying to wall them in, I think I may just build an outpost right there too. I don't really want the system for myself, but if we can kind of keep them contained, at least prevent them expanding down into here, then I'm fine with that. So that's what we're going to be doing. Desert world. Through hard work and experience, our Grand Speaker has developed a new skill. Eye for talent. Leader experience gain plus 20%, and we can have a leader level cap of plus 1. Congrats to you, my friend. And we're going to want to be expanding our fleet.
System survey complete. Anomaly found.
Research that anomaly. Science ship is not doing any sciencing. Let's survey that. Colony ship is almost done. We are still not really doing well with food. At least we're not losing any. Issue special project, investigate gigantic skeleton. I don't remember what this does, but we have found a gigantic skeleton on a planet. We'll look further into that later. I really want to build a temple. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to do that over here. And you are going to be our temple people. I really want to buff up our unity. Negative balance. Okay. Well, again, we have a -8 because we're colonizing. We also have 1,000 credits, so I'm going to colonize the second planet because we can afford to have a deficit, or be in the red, I think is what's called, for a little while. So that's fine. I'm okay with that. I think I just canceled the colonize. Oh, gosh darn it. Where's my colony ship? Whatever, it's fine.
System survey complete.
Yeah, I gave it a move order instead. Colonize planet, please.
System survey complete.
System survey complete. Alright, so there's no other habitable worlds here that we need to worry about them getting. I'm not going to go any further that way. We're going to now go back this way. Construction ship is done. We have cut them off there. Now we can focus back on building mining stations. And also stations for energy too. I really want I want all of that. So let's move over that way.
The conquest of a new world has begun.
I mean, it's not really conquest. We're just putting up shop here. You're very aggressive. But that's why I like it. Wait, what? The Apathi civilization encountered? We've detected the presence of a pre-space alien civilization on Subo Raman in the Magnum system. Magnum system, okay. Atmospheric contaminants and light pollution visible from orbit are consistent with a densely populated machine-age society. They appear to have mastered air travel, and factories are mass-producing goods in their cities. We should consider building an observation post above the world to study them more closely. Yeah, that sounds cool. We'll probably do that. But for right now, I think I'm going to end this first episode there. And at some point, we're going to go to war with these people. I don't know if it's going to be the next episode or not, because we need to focus on building all of our improvements here and kind of just getting our economy in a better spot than what it is right now. But at some point, they will be ours, most likely. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the first episode, and I will see you all next time. Take care, everyone.